So this is Komakino, a stone circle in Aomori Prefecture in northern Japan. And I'm actually very lucky to be here. We had to get special permission from the Japanese government to allow us to visit this site and do some dowsing to see what we find. So it's a great privilege to be here, and I'm quite the local celebrity as it happens. And from up here we're looking down on the site. You can see there are two vertical megalith sections, one with two stones, one with a single stone. And it seems to me that the power centre of the site is just in front of the single stone that's nearest to us now. Although the single stone seems to be covering a downshaft of 3 water lines. But there is a ley line running across the site from over at the entrance here, right through and out this cutaway section at the side here. There is actually a line of stones there that you can't see at the moment. But the main alignment seems to be through the trees here, and if the trees weren't there, that would be a lovely view across the valley to the midsummer sunrise through to just beyond equinox, possibly even as far around as midwinter sunrise. And the mounds you can see in the distance there, let me zoom in a bit, these are burial mounds. So it seems that all the ancestors were buried in that direction, which is unusual because normally in Britain we would bury people in the west, but here they seem to be buried in the east. So anyway, that's the first stone circle we've visited in Japan. It's interesting construction, rather different from what we have, but energetically, dowsing wise, I'm finding pretty much the same things, although in a slightly different arrangement, I will say. The two stones in the eastern half of the circle here are actually carved, although that's likely to be a much later carving. Now I was lucky enough to find a plan of the site in the local museum. So if we have a look at this, you can clearly see the summer solstice alignment towards the bottom of the picture there. And what's also interesting is that they have marked putative alignments to landscape features like mountains and the centre of the bay, stuff like that. So that's quite interesting to see those sort of things. And here's a lovely picture of the summer solstice happening over the aligned stones in the circle. So let's have a closer look now. Here's the western part of the circle, and you can see the double circle there, and there's an interesting construction technique where you have one vertical stone and 3 horizontal stones between them, almost like you were making a fence. This is a viewing mound or observation platform. I think that's probably new and not contemporary with the circle, and you can see some of the interesting internal features. And here's the main power centre, it's just to the right of that stone, and as I said, there's some downshafts underneath there. And this is the local Japanese newspaper reporter who was interviewing me. And looking over towards the east now, and you can see the remains of this half of the circle. And there are the burial mounds that I mentioned earlier. And here are the two aligned stones that indicate the summer solstice, and the one that's closest to is actually have some carvings on it, but they're not contemporary with the circle, they're very modern looking. In fact, these two stones are set in concrete, so we can only guess at their original position. So there we have it, that's the Komakino stone circle. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.